Hello everyone, welcome to BrickVault. Today I've got one of those timeless Lego builds in front of us. Timeless in terms of the subject. A skull is one of those shapes, one of those images that will just always be used and seen in all kinds of art and media for all time forever. Depending on where you're from, the skull represents death, mortality, fatalism, fear, rebirth. It's a warning to many. It's often just kinda spooky, and some say it represents emptiness or even good luck. A skull is a skull is a skull is a skull, and its image affects everyone a little differently. Now, I'd say this is also somewhat timeless in terms of its standing as a custom Lego model. The build style is done in the classic brick stacking form. This is how the earliest Lego creations were made, and essentially all large-scale model projects that come from Lego Direct today are still done in this manner. I've heard it called blocky build style or segmented stacking or even pixelated builds, but to me it's just the original familiar Lego building technique that I'll always instantly recognize. Alright, I'm getting tired of trying to make this skull talk in unison with my voice, so I'm going to put it down for the rest of the video, but suffice it to say, you can make this thing talk. This original Lego design comes from someone who I consider to be one of the very best creators in this classic Lego build style, which is Felix Jentzsch. He's done a wide variety of models, both big and small, in this style, and aside from picture-perfect accuracy and proportions, he's also able to capture a realistic kind of energy for his models, which is a wholly rare quality. Let me just say right now that the build instructions for the skull are for sale at our web store if you want to build one for yourself. That is brickvault.toys, linked in the description below. Included with any purchase is the PDF step-by-step building guide, a digital parts list for quickly uploading and ordering all the pieces you will need. We build each model in real life to test for strength, internal efficiency with parts, and instructions are tested so they are easy to follow along. Buying instructions is an excellent way to help support the channel and the talented people we work with, like Felix, who has also built the quietly poised Red Fox model as well. So anyways, back to the skull. It's not quite as big as the average full-size adult human skull. Front to back, this is 14.5 centimeters long, which makes it 15 to 20% smaller than the real thing. Still a very good size for a Lego build though, and Felix really did pay attention to accuracy here. I feel super special making this video today because I'm about to use my anthropology degree for the first time since college. So aside from getting a lot of the basic shapes of the skull correct, like the frontal, parietal, and occipital regions of the cranial cavity, he also didn't forget the squamous temporal area that concaves inward on the side and is then accentuated with the zygomatic arch that wraps around. I thought the little tile piece in the center of the nose was called the ethmoid bone, but I looked it up and remembered I guess it is called the vomer bone. But you know what I didn't have to look up? That bit that juts out here on the underside is the mastoid process, and the little plate that pokes out is the styloid process. If you flip the whole thing over, you know what you're gonna see? You guessed it, the occipital condyles. And of course you know what's missing, right? Yep, Felix didn't include the foramen magnum. College. Oh, right. It's very accurate if that is something you are into. It is easy to palm. I've been messing with this thing nonstop since I finished it. It's a solid structure, and in its default build that you see here, the jaw naturally wants to hang open when you're picking it up, but I did mess around with it just for fun, kind of on accident actually. If you don't push in one or maybe both of the 1x1 Technic bricks on either side that holds in the jaw with the pin, it generates enough friction where the jaw will and can easily stay closed on its own once you put it into the fully closed position. With just a little bit of nudging, it'll open back up easily. So that's just a quick little pro tip depending on how you want this thing to handle when you're picking it up. So that's basically it with this little Lego skull build. I want to keep it on my desk, but For right now, it objectively looks better with all of the pumpkin displays for Halloween. I'll probably get it back in like a month or so. It's a fun build. It's probably the easiest model that I've ever sourced parts for. I had all the pieces here in the studio and found them very quickly. That's always a good plus. And remember, if you wanted to build one or a bunch for yourself, the instructions are at our web store, brickvault.toys. Everything's linked in the description below. Remember, if you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share. Let me know what types of other builds you would want to see in the future, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.